Masteries are being removed from the game entirely. The trophy road is being completely overhauled and a new feature called records is being added, but before that happens, you have a massive opportunity to gain a ton of progression that will give you a huge amount of resources, or potentially miss out on a bunch of it permanently. So let's start off with a few things that we know for sure. The trophy road has a totally new look. From the video and the blog post, we can see a few things. Obviously, the visuals do look a lot different. It's now like a 3D environment that reflects different parts of Star Park as well as the brawler trios that they associate with. The first one is called the Town Square. The second was called the Retropolis, and the third is called Frontier World, but it seems that there are 14 different areas in total that all have their own unique style, which will be pretty interesting to see how that they all look. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly, the trophy road has been extended out to 100,000 trophies, which I'll go over what you're going to get past 70,000 here in a minute. Another thing that we know for sure is that the mastery system as we know it has not been performing the way that Brawl Stars had envisioned that it would. Turns out that, yeah, most people aren't focusing on masteries, even though there is a bunch of progression in there. And because of this, the vast majority of players, well, you're missing out on resources like coins and credits that Supercell thought that you would be getting and had even balanced the economy around it. So instead of letting them sit there just unclaimed, gathering dust, they're going to be revamping the entire system. So masteries are going away, or at least the masteries as we know them now. So if they were removing all of the resources that you could have gained from the mastery track, where are they going? Well, what's going to happen is that they're taking most of these resources and moving them to the trophy road. All of the cosmetics and the titles that you would have gotten from masteries, they will still be attainable, but they will be moved to a new system called records, which I will talk about shortly. So as I mentioned before, the trophy road will be extended out to 100,000 trophies, which just means that my free-to-play has a new goal now. A portion of those rewards will be moved on the track that will land between 70 and 100,000, but not the majority. Let's break it down so that you know exactly what you're going to be getting. First off, it's good to note that in the mastery rewards, there are approximately 230,000 coins, 34,000 power points, and 24,000 credits. Now, of those totals, some of them are being moved to the trophy road in the form of raw resources, and some are being converted to star drops, as well as rare and super rare brawlers for the new players early on in the trophy road. Yes, that means that some brawlers are being moved back to the trophy road. And then there is also a significant portion also being moved to the new records feature in the form of star drops. So these resources are just being spread out all over the place. Now, on the current trophy road, from 0 to 70,000 trophies, you would get these rewards. However, with the new trophy road, you'll be getting these rewards. Now, as you can see, there is a major buff, and the majority of that is in coins, which is great, but what's even better is the amount of legendary and hypercharged star drops that we will be getting. Now, if you're a new player, the brawlers at the start will be super helpful, but if you'll notice, the credits have actually been nerfed. Well, sort of. There's actually more to it than that ends up being a buff, but I'll explain. To get the rest of the picture, you actually have to look at the trophy road from 70 to 100,000 as well as the new records system. For the trophy road past 70,000, you'll be getting these rewards. And then in the record system, not counting the cosmetics that were from the masteries, you're going to be getting a bunch of legendary star drops as well. Now, the exact number of star drops and legendary star drops you'll be getting from the record system isn't final. They've still been tweaking those, but that's where the remaining rewards have gone. Now, with all of that, there are two major things that I really don't like. And the second reason that I'm going to tell you, you really need to know unless you really want to miss out big time. The first thing I don't like is that a good bit of the raw resources you would have gotten from masteries have been converted into star drops, mainly legendary ones, but they have used the average worth of a star drop to figure out what the total amount of nerf or buff to this system in the figures that they state. And that's fine, I suppose, but that also means that depending on your luck, what you get may be better or worse than those numbers. So the figures that they state are not all guaranteed, but just rather averages, or at least the rewards that were moved not directly into raw resources. Now, overall, including averages, it's a coin buff, a small credit buff, and a big power point nerf, which is good. again, as long as your luck is average. The second thing that I don't like is that since they're moving resources from the Masteries to all over the Trophy Road, there's a very good chance that if you've been playing for a while and have not collected the Mastery rewards, you might end up missing out on those rewards altogether, permanently. Let me give you an example. Say you're at 50,000 trophies and you haven't collected a lot of the Mastery rewards. Those rewards that Brawl Stars expected that you would get. Well, with the update, they will remove all those rewards that you haven't yet collected and move them to a spot on the Trophy Road that you might have already passed. And since you have already passed it, and because they stipulated that you cannot collect past rewards, that means that you will permanently miss out on those new rewards on the Trophy Road. And that is a bummer. However, this is one of the exact issues that they are addressing with a new massive community event that is starting right now. So pay attention, because this will help you avoid that exact scenario I just described that many players could very well face. Starting right now, there is a huge new event happening where for every Mastery point earned as a community, we are going to be getting big bonuses. Every milestone that we reach, there will be new rewards, and the more Mastery we gain, the more Mastery bonus will ramp up, as well as the rewards along with it. Now, if we can play enough, we can potentially boost the Mastery bonus up to 2,000%. I know they said 1,000 in the video, but at the end of the track, you'll see that there's some question marks on that top reward, and if we can actually get there, which will take a lot of playing, we will unlock 2,000% Mastery bonus. So the video that they put out was a lie, because it can actually be 2,000. And if that happens, that means you will be getting a ridiculous amount of Mastery every single game. And while the amount that you will gain will depend on how many trophies you have and if you get star player or not, you'll probably be able to get silver 3 in a very short amount of time. Let's say you're at 1,000 trophies and you win a game, but you don't even get the star player. Normally you would get 85 Mastery for a win. Well, at 2,000%, you will actually get 1,700 Mastery per game, which means one game would take you from 0 to bronze 3. One game, and it would only take 4 games to put you past silver 3, where you would get all of those raw resources on the current Mastery track. So you might be thinking, okay, but there's a Mastery cap, and you'd be right. However, that cap will be increased along with the amount gained. So let's say we're at 100% Mastery bonus. The cap will move from 6,000 up to 12,000, and at 1,000% Mastery, it would scale up to 66,000. So if you have the desire and the time to grind this out, you will be really rewarded for your time. But if the Masteries are going to be removed, then what's the point anyways? Well, because from now until the update, you will still be able to claim those Mastery rewards for each brawler, and then when the update hits, those rewards that you've already claimed will be moved to their new home and be available again. Again, assuming you haven't already passed them on the Trophy Road, which means that you could potentially collect the same reward, or at least the value of it, 2 times. And that's not to mention all the other goodies in the event, like normal and legendary and even hypercharged star drops, as well as trophy boxes, cosmetics like pins and sprays, and the new RIP title. So your best bet would be to focus on your mythic and legendary brawlers to get their Masteries up to silver 3, which if we get a high enough Mastery should be pretty simple. The reason for that is because mythic and legendary brawlers are worth more than the lower rarities. You get more from those raw resources. And then when the update hits, you can claim those resources that you already got again. The TLDR is that unless you want to potentially miss out on a bunch of progression permanently, you're going to want to play a bunch from now until the update, gaining your Mastery. So then what about this new records feature? What's it all about? Well, we don't have a ton of information yet. There'll be more in the update information that's coming, so subscribe if you want to see that information. But in essence, it works like an achievement system. There's going to be different records for different brawlers and rewards that are associated with them. They did give a couple of examples of some of the records that you could go for. One of them was hitting 3 brawlers at once with a mortis attack, which is pretty simple. Another one, though, was winning a 1v3 in knockout, which is significantly harder. Now, some of them are going to be like a one-time good play. However, some of them are going to take a lot of grinding to complete. Now, in this record system is where you'll get the cosmetics that were previously in the Masteries. But they also mentioned that they're going to have a new special battle card frame here as well, which sounds pretty cool. I imagine you'll have to complete like a certain amount of these records to achieve that. Not exactly sure, that's just me guessing, but more cool battle frames? I'm down for that. Now, as for my thoughts on all of this, I don't hate it. I mean, Masteries were one of the things that I never really went for very much. I mean, I know some people love them, but clearly not a huge amount of people took the time to grind for them, and it was a grind to do them all. Now, I will say that I would much rather see the raw resources from the Masteries stay in the form of raw resources rather than being converted to star drops. Although, to be fair, the majority of the rewards are staying as raw resources. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but star drops just don't hit like they used to. Now, I also don't like that players could be missing out on rewards because of how they're rearranging things. Which makes it really good that they're doing this event though, because it is a great opportunity to not only gain a bunch of progress really quickly, but potentially gain it again in the future. Again, if you haven't already claimed it. Now, I'm not sure if this new system is going to get players to engage with the game in a way that they weren't before. Perhaps maybe even get some of the excitement back into the game. And if that happens, well then I'm all for it. I mean, will it accomplish their goal? I mean, I have no idea, but they are trying something new. And in doing that, if we can get out there and boost the community event a bunch and get progress right now and then more again later, then you better believe I'm going to be doing that. Probably on my free-to-play. So what do you think? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know down below. Peace.